it is represented by the following figure. So what you have here, you have let's take for example these two people. So there's a distance between these two. If you can check that. Eh? Yes. So we definitely have a distance between these two. So we can say there is, because they are in the horizontal plane, these ones are going to be in the horizontal plane. So there's a distance from person number 1 to person number 2. And then at the same time, there is also a distance from person. Let's call this person, we're going to call them person number 1. And then we'll then say, okay, this one here is going to be our person number 2. Now, definitely, as we can see here, there's a distance between person number 1 and person number 2. So if I were to draw a line between the two of them, I can find out what is going to be their distance. Hopefully my line is much better. So we have the distance from person 1 to person 2. So that is in the horizontal plane again. But there's also a distance from person 1 to the tree. This is still in the horizontal plane, so we can have another distance from person number 1 to our tree there. Can you see that? Eh? Yes. And then we're also going to have a distance from person number 2, and then we're going to the tree again. So now, what kind of a triangle did they form? Now they are forming a horizontal plane here, as you can see again. Now, clearly there's an angle which is formed between these two lines from tree to person 1, tree to person 2, there are lines. Maybe I should have used different colors so that we can see what we're talking about. Now, the other thing that you should also, this is the horizontal plane. So this is in the crust. As you can see here, this is in the crust here, on the plane. So we have the triangle here. And then the other thing that we're going to have then is going to be our vertical plane. The person here can form an angle of elevation. We can have what we call an angle of elevation from here to the height of the tree. So we can have, you can see, but don't you think you should? It's going to be much better, or you can, I can't. Anyway, what we are going to have here is that we can have, so that we can see. Yeah, we can have something from here to the height of the tree. Then that one here is what is the vertical plane. So we see that happen. So there is, we see that there is a vertical plane whereby from this person 1 up until to the height of the tree, there's also going to be a distance. And then at the same time, we can also talk about the height of the tree. So the height of the tree, we can represent it with, let's highlight it. So our tree here, so if you look at our tree, starting from here, going upwards is going to give us the height of our tree. And then what is interesting here is that when the tree touches the ground, they form an angle again. What is going to be the angle that they form here? So there's going to be an angle here, which is going to be equal to 90 degrees. And then here, there's going to be an angle of elevation here. So here we're going to have an angle of elevation. The angle that this person is observing the height of the tree here. And then we can also have the same story with the other person here. The same person, this person here, is also going to have a distance from the person to the height of the tree. Again, guys, we should understand here, there is a distance from the tree to the person, which is not the height of the tree again. So it's just the distance on the horizontal plane. This is the distance from this person to the tree. This is the height, it's not the height, but if we look at this person here up until there, then we can have the distance from this person to the height of the tree. At the same time, I say we can also have the height of the tree itself. So if we go to our example here, and then let's just check what is it that they're talking about. They say, in the diagram below, we have AB, so we have AB. So AB here will be represented by what? Let's come check here. AB is going to be represented by the distance from person number 1 to person number 1, number 2. That's AB. So they're saying that one here can be 1,500. And then they also went on to say that DC is going to be our vertical line. So they say here we have DC is the vertical tower which has 8 meters. Now, if we come and check that in our practical example here, what would that be equivalent to? DC is the height of the tree again. So starting from here up until we go there, the height of the tree is going to be our DC. And then they went on to say that this is very important. They will tell us that C, A, and B are on the horizontal plane. And then look at how they do it here. Even on your examination, they're going to do exactly the same thing. They shade the horizontal plane so that you know this one here is on the horizontal plane. So this one here is in the vertical plane. This one here is in the vertical plane. And then we'll also have the other one, which is on the slight plane again. So this one here, horizontal, vertical number 1, vertical number 2. And then they say we are going to form angles of elevation. So we have 25, just go to an angle of elevation. We also have the angle theta, which is also going to be an angle of elevation. And then they went on to say that we have another angle, which is angle CAB. CAB, they say this angle here is going to be equal to 30 degrees. And then the first thing that they say, then now we're going to try to attempt to answer the question. They say determine the length of AC. So let's go and check what is AC. AC is this part of it. Yes. Now, which two triangles have AC? We're not going to use the 3-dimensional figures. You know, we're going to use 2-dimensional figures. We can use the vertical plane or we can use the horizontal plane. Let's check here. We have that's one of the things we have A, we have C. And then here we have D here. And then since this one here is the horizontal, where the horizontal meets with the vertical, they're going to form a 90-degree angle. So this triangle here it has a vertical. So they say the angle that we have here is going to be 25 degrees. And then here they said here we have 158 meters. The other triangle that we have is triangle ACB. So that one is on the horizontal plane. So the different color for that one. Trying to display things like here. So we have C and then we have what? D here. Now both triangles, but I just want to talk about something here. So here we have 30 degrees. Here we have 1,500. It's very important that when you solve this question, you can try to say, they are looking for AC. Why did I choose these two triangles? I didn't just choose these two triangles. I chose them because both of them they have what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for AC. This one has AC. They're looking for AC. This one also has AC. Now, between the two triangles, which one am I going to use? That's the next question there. Which triangle am I going to use? Now, you are going to use the triangle with most information. In fact, minimum requirement for you to be able to use a triangle, you should have 3 things. The 3 things doesn't matter. You can have 2 angles on the side. You can have 2 sides and an angle. What is very important is that you should have 3 things so that you can use that triangle. If you have 2 things, there are things that are still missing. You have to go and find the 3rd one, then you can use that triangle. So if you go to this one, for example, if we take triangle ACB, you can clearly see we have the angle is 30 degrees. And then they also gave us the distance here. They said it's 1,500. So you have 2 things there. As much as I want AC, I can't use this triangle here because they only gave me 2 things. Unfortunately, I can't use that one. Now let me go and check triangle ADC. If we check triangle ADC, I have the following angle again. I have the following side. I also have the following angle. Now, even if they didn't give us this angle, we should know it, guys. Vertical and horizontal, where the vertical x-axis and the y-axis, where they meet, they always form a 90-degree angle with each other. So what do I have here? I have an angle and an angle, and then I also have a side. Now, if I have an angle and an angle and a side, then I can go and use the following triangle to find my AC. Now, to find my AC, I can then use the following. These are the following formulas that we're going to use. You can use your sine rule. You can use your cos rule. Now, you can also use your trigonometric ratios because this is a right angle triangle. Now, you can use SOHCAHTOA because this is a right angle triangle. Because of this 90 degrees here, it allows us to be able to use this thing. Now, we're looking for AC. We don't know what is AC. AC is missing. We don't know what is AC. Now, what do we have here? We have 158. Okay? Now, the angle that is given is angle 25. Then we are going to name these things that we have and the one that we're looking for in relation to 25. Now, if you look at the following, this is 90 degrees. Okay? If this is 90 degrees, we have the side which is opposite 90 degrees. What do we call a side opposite 90 degrees? So we do away with that one. This one is going to be our hypotenuse side. As soon as you're done with your hypotenuse side, then you can go and say, in relation to 25. This is 25, okay? This will be what in relation to 25. Is it opposite to 25? Is it adjacent to 25? So let's say this one is adjacent to 25. At the same time, I'll come and talk about this one. This in relation to 25. What is it going to be? Opposite or adjacent? So this is going to be our opposite of what? Of 25. Now, here's what I have. I'm looking for the adjacent side. I have the opposite side. Now, which trigonometric ratio has opposite and adjacent? We're going to use 10. Now, if we use 10, we'll say that we have the 10 So we're going to have the 10 of 25, which is going to be given by opposite 25. What is opposite 25? 158. All over. Our adjacent side is going to be AC. And from here onwards, we can say cross multiply. We're looking for AC again. Then we have AC is going to be given by 158 all over the 10 of 25. Now, you simply go and type this in your calculator. It works better if it's a K-shape. Doesn't have to be K-shape, Mara. It's K-shape, it's much better. By the way, guys, there's something that we're taking for granted here. Your calculator needs to be in degrees. If you're going to work in trigonometry, your calculator needs to be in degrees. How do you put your calculator in degrees in? How do you put your calculator in degrees? Your calculator can be in degrees. Your calculator can be. How do you put your calculator in degrees? It needs to have a D here. Your calculator needs to have a D here. How do you put your calculator there? Yeah? It's always there, your calculator?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So we'll go to shift setup. And then, yeah, and then if you go to setup, you see that it's 3 there. And then you'll press. So, okay, how do we do it? You're asking how do we do it? You say shift, and then you go to setup. 1, 2, 3, and then it's 3 degree. Can you see that again? Yeah, you should just be careful here. Sometimes it can be in rand, sometimes it can be in degree. Now, Tina, the good news is that in high school, we only concentrate on degrees. As you move on, especially when you get to university, you are going to start to put your calculator in rand. So we just have to be careful of that. Tina, we are going to put it in 3. And then we simply press option 3, that's all. So shift, setup, and then you press 3, then your calculator. It should have a D here. And then another thing here, your calculator should try to be clean here, guys. It shouldn't have anything here. So here, if you want to make sure this clean, it just have the degree and the max, you simply say shift, and then you clear. If you don't understand some of the things that are there, especially if you don't know how to put it in degrees, just clear everything. Your calculator is going to go by default and go to. And then if you clear it, you say They say here, oh, you press 3, and then you press equals to. Equals to, you can see your calculator is clean again now. Check out your calculator so that you understand what I'm talking about. Guys, your calculator, it's a machine, this thing. It's like your phone. It needs to be told to go to this application. Go to this application. And then if you don't understand, like usually what happens if your phone, like it froze, what happens? What do you do to your phone? You restart it again. So here, if you don't understand what is happening to your calculator, the best mechanism is this. Go to your calculator and press Shift 9. If you press Shift 9, it says clear. It means what it's going to clear everything. It's going to take it back to the factory fault. So you say Shift clear, and then after that you press, it says clear setup memory, clear all. Whenever you say clear all everything, you press option number 3. And then from there onwards, they say AC to cancel if you don't want to clear anymore. You've changed your mind. And then equals to if you want to clear everything. And then from there onwards, AC. And then your calculator now. Your calculator, guys, should have D and M. It should have D and mathematics. That's the setup that we are using today in grade 12. Or not even in grade 12. In this grades, man. Okay, now let's go to our calculator and then we'll have 158 all over the 10 of 25 equals to YF. I didn't close the bracket. 158 multiplied by the 10 of 25 close bracket. And then it says this is going to be given as 338, comma. Now this is the other thing that has passed, guys. You don't know how to round off again. They say round off your answer to 2 decimal places. There's no need for you to get rounding off from. How do you round off? From your calculator. From your calculator. You can go to say Shift, and then you press Setup. And then you go to option number 6, which is to tell your calculator how many decimals do you want after the comma. And then I'll go to option number 6. Option number 6, they say I can have 0 values after the comma. I can have 0 up until 9 values after the comma. If they said 2 decimal places, I'm going to press 2 here. And then it gives me 3,338,83. I think I should charge for teaching you this, guys. This is a calculator. It's not math, this one. I'm convinced that you should pay me for this, guys. It's just like someone teaching you how to use your phone. It's a different story, that one. So we have the following. The next question says this. I think this was a good examination question because first we got AC again. So now we have our AC. We can come and say, okay, we know what is AC. AC, it's 338,38. We can also come here and say we have 338,83. A Greek, you can excuse us, guys, so that you go and cram for 2 minutes. And then let's finish this one, the rest of us. So what are we looking for here? We are looking for theta here. So theta is unknown. We don't know what is theta here. Unlike here, we were given 25. 25 was known. Now here, if we look at the following triangle, let's take it out so that you can also see. So we have the following triangle. It has 90 degrees here. Here you have your theta. And then here you have 158. Now, what are we looking for here? We are saying we are looking for theta here. And then I said to learners, guys, you should be careful here. For you to be able to use a triangle should have 3 things. For you to be able to use a triangle should have 3 things. What do we mean by 3 things? We said it should have at least 2 sides or 2 angles. Given, they need to be given. The 2 angles need to be given. So, yeah, this angle we don't know. We have no idea what is going to happen. And then we only know what is going to be the side. So we don't know what is this side, we don't know what is this side, we don't know what is this angle. So this triangle cannot be used as yet. We can't use it as yet. We need at least to have 2 sides. And then if we have 2 sides, then we can use it. And then because now we have two sides and then we also have an angle. But now the situation currently is that we only have one side. We don't know what are the angles. We only have one angle and then one side. So information is not sufficient. So what happens if the information is not sufficient? You go to the nearest triangle that you have then. Agree? This is the triangle that we have, is the vertical plane. And then we have someone next to them. You just go to the person next to them. The person next to them, you try to check, can you borrow something from them? In this case, we are going to try to get BC from this triangle here. Now they say, why don't you use this one here? Why can't I use this one? Because this one is also next to this one. Now, if I use this one, guys, it doesn't help me that much because it's also going to give me DC, which is something that I already have. I don't want DC anymore. But what I'm looking for something different, something that I don't have. So I am going to go with this one. If we look at the horizontal plane, what do we have on the horizontal plane? As you can see, we have a side, and then we have an angle. Now, if you have a side and an included angle, which trigonometric formula are you going to use? We are going to go with the what? With the cos rule. Now, if we go with the cos rule here, we'll then come and say we have. Now, let's go and name this thing here. If we're going to name this thing according to the cos rule, it says this is opposite to A, then this is going to be small letter A. And then this is opposite to B, this is going to be small letter B. This is opposite to C, this is going to be small letter what? C. Wanted to use it for that part. So here we have C here. Now, what are we looking for here? We are looking for A. If we are looking for A, then we're going to say that A squared is going to be given by B squared plus C squared minus 2BC multiplied by the cos of A. And then after this is a matter of substitution. If you substitute correct, it says A squared is going to be given by, we know what is our B. We said our B is 330. A, plus 1,500 minus 2 multiplied by, so it's minus, okay, let's put the minus 2. So we say minus 2 here multiplied by 8, it's 8, 3. Multiplied by 1,500. This is going to be multiplied by the cos of A. What is our A here? 30 degrees. Let's just do the right thing. Let's put it here so that everyone can see. So we say we have A squared. Okay? Just going to be B squared plus C squared minus 2BC and the cos of what? Of A. And then this becomes 338, 83 all squared plus 1,500 all squared minus 2 multiplied by 338, 83, 1,500, and then cos of 30. Yeah, and then you can come and say already here, guys, squared, and then you say, okay, put square root both sides. Since we're talking about the length of something is always going to be positive. As far as there's a plus and a minus, I see this, you made a mistake like this, even on your test, I saw it. So as far as always has a plus and a minus, but since we're talking about the length of something here, the answer that we're going to choose here is going to be positive. So when you type this in your calculator to avoid making mistake, you can simply type it exactly the way it is. So you have root again. Open brackets, you have 3, 8. And I think I have it as an answer this thing. So I can simply say answer all squared plus 1,500 all squared minus 2. I open. I open 2 brackets here. Very mistake, it should be 1 bracket. Okay. So we have 3. Okay, I can put this as an answer. I've already got it in the previous example, if you remember. So I have 1,500. Close bracket and then the cos of 25.
Oh, date.
And then we get 1,218, comma 40. Are you sure? Okay. And then we can then come here and say, okay, on this triangle here, we know what is this one here now. We know this one we are saying is 1,240. Then we are looking for this angle here. Now, guys, the nicest thing about having a right angle triangle, as we said, you can use SOHCAHTOA. If you're going to use SOHCAHTOA here, you say you have something which is opposite to theta, you have something which is adjacent to theta. Now, you are going to say the tan of theta. The tan of theta is going to be given by opposite to theta is 158. All over 1,218,40. Then you can simply say theta is going to be equal to the tan up 158 all over 1,218,40. Now on my calculator, look at how am I going to type this thing to make things simple. So I'm going to say that this is going to be 10, and then I have 158. 58. And then, guys, I already know what is the answer. You see that I don't have to type this thing again here, so that I'm avoiding making a mistake. So I say I already know what is my answer then. Those are the skills that you can have when you're using your calculator. Equals to. No, it's 10 up. Sorry about that. It should be 10 up. So now it's no longer going to work. So I should say shift 10. I have 158. Now I can't use the answer because you saw the previous answer. So I need to write this thing exactly the way it is. So it's 1,218. Close bracket.
No.
Close the bigger bracket. And then it says theta is going to be 7,39. Okay, guys, this is how we'll approach this question. Degrees. What did I say?
Minus 1.
Degrees, this thing. Yeah.